Hey guys, it's Marshall. This video is going to celebrate my 100 followers mark. I said I would do another video if I hit 100 followers because as far as I'm concerned that pretty much means you make it as an unattached OC. So before I get to the questions, there's just a few words I really want to get off my chest. First of all, I want to thank everybody up until this point who has offered me support for the blog and for the Muse, the biggest support of them all being Baxter Abbott, otherwise known as my husband Isaac. Since before I even opened the blog, you have been supportive of Zephyr and all of my characters, and you're fantastic. I just couldn't ask for a better partner. There's absolutely no one like you, so thank you for everything, and for being there for me when I need you. I can't even quantify the amount of people that have been supportive of Zephyr right now. I can't list you all off. I wish I could, because I'd love to individually just tell you all how awesome you are. But I want you to understand that if you've ever sent me, support for him or, for what I'm doing on the blog, you are great. It helps me a lot to know that people realize how much work I put into him. He's very important to me, so to just know that you guys pay attention is really great for me. It really lifts me up. For the select few of you that know what I struggle with on a day-to-day basis, sort of mentally, I want to say thank you for being very patient with me. Sometimes it's not easy for me to get up and do things, and sometimes I just really need you guys to be there, and thank you for trying to make that possible for me, because you guys are extra helpful, so thanks. I'm just going to actually move on to the questions, because there are quite a few, but after that I'll do shoutouts and a little closing thing, and yeah. So these are questions that people have asked over the last, I don't know, 2 weeks. So there's like 22 of them. I'll try to get through them as fast as I can. Question number one thing that you love about Zephyr. His perseverance, I think now, sort of realizing that he's got something to live for and moving on in his life. Yeah, I really kind of think that that's what I love about him right now, because otherwise he would have just given up, and he's tried over and over again. He's starting to get to the point where trying isn't working, so he better just man up, which is nice to see, actually. Yeah. Question 2, favorite thing about role-playing? I've answered this on one other Meet the Mun video, but it was on a blog I had for a canon character from Sherlock, so I'll just quickly summarize. The reason that I love role-playing so much is because it gets me out of my head long enough to sort of silence what's going on in my mind, so it's a really good way to not be me and still be in control of myself. Some of you will know what that means. So yeah, that is what it is. That's why I do it. Question number 3 was a talent of yours, but I don't have an answer for it because other than writing, I really don't seem to have very many talents. I just can't think of any. So if any of you guys have realized that I have one, I could use knowing, because I'm honestly, I'm at a loss for answering that question, so I'm just going to jump right over that to question 4, which is favorite thing about Zephyr's story. I'm kind of caught between two, because it would either be Andre's death, because it was the catalyst for how he is now, or when he was dating James, which was his second boyfriend when he was younger. James was a fun guy, and I don't know, I kind of miss him being with him, to be honest. So yeah, that one of those two. And least favorite thing about his story, I'll move straight in and say that it has anything to do with his father. I hate it because I really hate his father. I know I wrote him, and I know I wrote him into the story, but it's one thing. I don't regret doing it, but it's just like, I hate it. Hate it. Question number 6. What makes you happy? Lots of things make me happy. My friends, Isaac, role-playing, looking at pictures of Daniel Craig, debating with people. I know that's kind of weird, but it does make me happy. Helping people. So, I mean, there's lots of things. I'm easy to make happy. So, yeah, there's that. Question number 7. Why play an older character? Why not just make a young one like everyone else? well, if those of you who may not know, I'm only 22 years old, but I've always identified with people who are much older than myself, and I get tired of seeing just like really young characters all the time, and that's all that there is out there. No one ever plays what happens once you've been past your prime, and Zephyr has always been, a 56-year-old rock star. For all the times that I've had him, because I've had him since I was in high school, so probably 2006 he's been around. So I mean, I've just always had him, and I thought when I was looking at Tumblr and the roleplays, I thought, why not try an older character? Because I really don't see many of them, so I decided he would be the one that I put up on the blog. So I hope that answers it. That's why, because I just get tired of seeing young characters all the time. Where did Zephyr come from? Well, this is a hard one to answer for me because a lot of you may not know this. I struggle with a mild case of dissociative identity disorder. I like to say mild, but sometimes it's not. Anyway, I don't really want to get into it in this question, but he was one of my primary voices, and when it came to fleshing out his personality for the blog, I sort of took any of you have seen Love Actually, it's Bill Nye's character, Billy Mack. I sort of took him and fused him with the voice in my head that was Zephyr Steele, and he came out. So I know that sounds weird, but when I say he writes himself, I mean it. That's where he came from. So somebody asked me what's with the sudden love of James Bond. It's not sudden. I have had a James Bond obsession since I was like, I don't know, 6. No, it's not been that long, but I've had it for a long time, and it has nothing to do particularly with Daniel Craig. Pierce Brosnan, up until Daniel Craig came along, was literally my favorite Bond, and I know people get like, oh, I don't care. Just saying. So I've always loved him. It's not a new thing. It's just that now I have people to interact with who also love him. This is a good one. What was Zephyr's first email account? By the time he got into email, he had already changed his name. So I guess his first email account would probably have been Rockstar_Zephyr Steele, I don't know, 1982 at hotmail.com. Because everybody used Hotmail. No one used Yahoo because Yahoo sucked. And he's obsessed with the year 1982 when their glory days started. So yeah. That would have been that. What would you do if Daniel Craig changed his name to Zephyr? Freak out. Die. Lose my mind, because that would mean that Daniel Craig on some level was following my blog, and that would make me incredibly self-conscious, and then I would demand that I met him. Yeah. What's my favorite board game? Monopoly. Monopoly is my favorite game. I love Monopoly. I don't know, though, because I also love Trivial Pursuit, so either of the two, I guess. Anybody want to do a board game night? Try it over, like, Skype or something. Might be cool. Never know. Question 13. Can anybody find me somebody to love? I don't know. I could try. I could try to play matchmaker for you, whoever you are, my lovely Anon. Please ask me. I'll try. I mean, I'm not going to be the one. I have a friggin' husband, and I love him too much to ever even consider that, but I will try to find you someone if you like. Don't ask me, I'm a terrible matchmaker. So anyway, moving on. Favorite alcoholic drink? Amaretto and Coke. Hands down. Somebody asked me to find them a shrubbery. I am not a knight of knee. Maybe you are. Does this mean I have to chop down a tree with a herring? I'll look for a nice shrubbery for you, don't worry. What traits would you like from Zephyr? His amazing ability to play guitar. Those of you might not know, I do play guitar, or I do now, anyway. I used to be really, really good in high school, and then I stopped for forever, and now I'm trying again, and my fingers are, like, bleeding, because it sucks. But, yeah, I am trying to do guitar again. So I want his amazing guitar talent. That's what I want from him. Somebody asked me why Daniel Craig for his face claim. I don't know when that came about. I don't know when I decided that Daniel Craig was the appropriate fit for Zephyr, but when, I don't know, when it started, I guess, I just looked at him and went, you have to be my face claim because you just look like Zephyr, and it's really never been anybody but Daniel Craig. There was no real consideration, he just was. So I couldn't really tell you why, he just looks like him, I guess. My favorite book is The Book of Lost Things by John Connolly. If you have not read it, go immediately to the library, find it, and read it. It's probably the greatest fantasy novel I've ever read. Question 19 is favorite James Bond book, From Russia with Love. And it's partially just for the title, because I really do just like to turn around and go, From Russia with Love, because I'm insane. So, put that, and I just love the book. So, favorite James Bond movie? Skyfall. I can't help it. I love Daniel Craig, and I love the way Skyfall was done. So, yeah. And favorite James Bond actor is a tie between Pierce Brosnan and Daniel Craig. If I had to take meeting one of them, it would definitely be Daniel Craig. So, yeah. My final question was, have you ever split your pants? Once when I was about 5 years old. Not very exciting, is it? No. That is all the questions I received, and I didn't go into super long detail this time because the last video that I did was about 45 minutes long, and it was because I had like 30 questions, but I didn't want to do that this time because I'm also going to be doing some other stuff, which I'll explain after the shoutouts, so I'm going to move on to them. My shoutouts are to I Could Be Decent, Brenna, I love you. You're so special to both Isaac and I, and it's been really great having you here for the last 3 months. Please do not change unless it makes you more comfortable. You are great, and no one is ever going to tell me, convince me, whatever otherwise. You are a lovely person, and you need to stop beating yourself up. So I love you very much. Next shout out is to Adapting Doctor, Ms. Emmy. I love you and Jay, and you're amazing, and I wish that you could see how awesome you were. I just want you to know that I'm around whenever you need me, and trust yourself, because you are really awesome, and you have awesome characters. So, don't doubt yourself, okay? Bound in His Bones, Sarah, I'm not even sure what to say about you, other than thank you. Thank you so much for being around, and being awesome, and trying to be there when I need somebody. Alistair and Zephyr just keep breaking my heart, and I love that they are around each other. They are so great, and I envy your muses because they're just brilliantly done, perfectly written, and so much work has been put into them. I can't even begin to compare. So you're awesome. I owe you a fall. You're hilarious, and I don't even know how to quantify your scale of funniness. You just, every time you pop up and talk to me, you make me laugh, and I really love that somehow our muses have become these really old friends, and it was something I never expected to happen, and really I'm so glad it did, because they're funny together. So just stay awesome, okay? We Always Watch, thank you for being around, for interacting with me, and for coming up with all of those questions on the spot. You are a pretty awesome person. And please, please, please have Aaron harass Seth more. They're really funny, and I just love to see him really uncomfortable. Aaron makes him so uncomfortable because he doesn't know why, but he's like, wow, you're kind of attractive, so you should come back and harass him. And last but certainly not least on my list is Annalise Cleft. I haven't interacted with you very much, but I'm shouting out to you for a reason. For a reason. You be careful with my breakable Brenna. I'm watching you there, with my Brenna there. She's mine. She was mine first. I'm only joking. I hope you guys are having a lot of fun. I just feel like teasing you because it's fun. So, you should come and harass Seth more, because I think that he and Anna could be really good friends. So, and I do love your writing style. it's very in depth. It's almost intimidating. So you are awesome, and come and hit up my ask box, please. That's it for my shout out, so I'm just going to move quickly into the closing. It's about it for this video, and it's about to wrap up, so I'm just going to tell you guys that right after this video, I am going to try to go and do audio responses to the questions that you guys have asked Sepher, because I've had a couple of demands to do his voice a little more. I'm going to try to take the questions that you've asked and have him recite answers to it, but that'll only be in audio form because I haven't had my hair cut or dyed, and I can't play guitar yet. So until I can play guitar, you guys are not getting any videos of Sepher me. So, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's really quick. I'm sorry it's rushed, but it's also about 8 o'clock in the morning and I haven't slept yet. Which I probably won't, but anyway. So I'm gonna go, and I hope you guys come and talk to me, because I really love to chat, and I love you guys. Straight from the bottom of my heart, you guys are awesome. So please, 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 please come and interact with me, and I will try to tag everybody who's mentioned in this video. Take care of yourselves, and hopefully we interact soon.